Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get straight to the point with this one. This little TruMoto controller, it was fun while it lasted. You're probably wondering, what even is this thing? Well, I'm gonna say it again. It was a TruMoto Noisy Cricket. It was a controller I got for this entire build right here, as I was trying to go budget to fit everything in. From the wheels, the controller itself, to the motor, even building my own battery, which was a flop, and I ended up getting a ChiBattery, which was great. But you know what's good, but not great? This controller. I didn't get what I wanted out of it. I didn't get what I expected out of it. I'm quite surprised to how lackluster it is. I say it all the time, I'll say it again. Its torque is phenomenal, especially with this here gearing setup. That is a 42 sprocket. The torque is insane. But with a 16-inch wheel and a 42 sprocket, I'm only getting 57 miles per hour. It's just not making any sense. But you know one last thing that really aggravates me about this controller? Damn. This controller pisses me off. I emailed them about this a year ago when I had first got the controller because I thought something was wrong with mine. And that's when they told me, no, it's just something we need to fix. That was a year ago. But as y'all can tell by the thumbnail and title, I got the controller I really wanted to get in the first place. The controller I should have got in the first place. And that is the Ebmx 9000. I've been following this controller since it came out. If I'm correct, that was 2023. The first video I watched on this controller was from Progressive E. Man, I watched them non-stop comparing this controller to that KO controller. You know, the company that heavily fell off? Yeah, that company. But before we even do talk about anything else, it's a must that we take it to the table. Alright, so as I got everything out the box from the controller itself, man, this controller is a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. And boy does it look good. I should have got this controller, but I'm not complaining because it all ends up working out. But what I will say is, you got everything laid out. This nice little paper here too, I must mention, has everything you need from the video to set it up, the app, all that good stuff. And one last thing too, I'm a little disappointed. I really wanted this controller with the blue heatsink, but they did a new little tactic where they could get more money out of you, where you gotta buy the heat sinks separately. So you can unscrew this one off, buy a blue, purple, whatever. But I don't wanna sit here for too long because I got a big issue. Before I can install this controller on this bike, before I even want to, most importantly, I need to get rid of this not so tight chain. This chain is a year old, no maintenance, and it's badly stretched. Next would be this. It's a simple fix, I just need some Loctite. Because this is the second time that has gone loose. But now that is all said and done, let's get all this hooked up. All right, got the bike in the yard. Now that it's finally cool out, I thought I'd go back here to have plenty of space and time. Let's get the bike up on here, and let's get to taking this nasty chain off first. For testing purposes, bike is on the stand. Let's look at the gear 3. What speed we about to get if we just mash this throttle? .68 with a whole lot of jittering. God damn, what the fuck was all that? Once I get this chain through here, I got a technique I used a year ago. That's to take those there keys and turn the bike on and find our way back down to the secondary sprocket. Then I'm going to get the chain hooked onto one of those teeth. It may not be that easy to do with a glove. Once I get it hooked up to one of those teeth, then I'm gonna hit the throttle. And there we go. Now I do the bottom and just pull. problem is when you use O-ring chains, you probably already know, you gotta squeeze this stupid little shit while trying to push the clip in. But I only have so much hands and so much pliers. So this is gonna take some time. I'm gonna be right back. And there we go, chain is finally back on. So next is this goddamn rotor here. And now it's finally time to get rid of this little old controller. But before we focus here, we gotta focus here real quick. Animals back here. Oh my fucking god, you're pissing me off. Man, I try my hardest to up the production for you guys, but due to this dog shit weather, we're here. And I can't show you how I got here. I mean, you know how. But the problem is, it's about to be November and it's still like 80, feels like 90 back here. So the phone overheated and just decided to delete that footage. So I'm either gonna have to try to work as fast as possible, which I'm typically never fast, or move the operation. I'm probably gonna have to move the operation. Because I can't lie, it is indeed quite fucking hot back here. I'm burning up. Let's see what we're gonna do. There we go. Oh yeah, everything is off. We're out with the old and in with the new. All right, y'all, I am trying my hardest to give y'all some good little production like I usually do for these type of videos, but it's 81 degrees out here, yet in this backyard it feels like 91. You know what, actually 101. All this concrete, brick wall, and goddamn house is just reflecting so much heat. This here phone keeps overheating. Not only that, the battery's getting low. So let's just get straight to the point. I was honestly struggling with this, and you probably won't ever, unless you have the TruMoto controller, but the TruMoto controller kind of had me fucked up. Basically, the TruMoto does not wire up to the harness of this bike. It is direct plug-in, just like any regular controller, since it wasn't made for the Surron. They just ended up making a kit because they wanted some of that Surron money, making me forget the original Surron stock wiring harness. You plug the throttle, hall sensor, you plug that stuff into the wiring harness. You don't plug it into the Surron stock controller. Ebmx X9000 made their wiring harness the exact same way, so you don't have to plug directly into the controller. You plug into those two cables. Again, you probably won't have to deal with this. You'll probably be doing this and knowing this already. But with all that being said, let me hurry up and put this phone back in the house and put it on the charger before it dies on me or just overheats, and then I now lose this footage. And when I'm done, I'm gonna show you how we set this thing up, calibrating it, even trying out some new tunes. If it wanted to blow up, it should have blown up by now. But I think we're good. Holy shit! Until then, I'll see y'all in a flash. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am out and about with the bike in this beautiful Ebmx 9000 controller. Now, I already got the app on. I already did some connecting. As someone gets shot and dies in the background, I just want to talk about a little bit of this. So, as I already did the motor calibration, very easy. You just go in here and select. Now, automatically, if you're having any problems, somewhere in here, I needed to update. I'm just forgetting how to do that. Shit, I don't know how to get to the update, but if you figure out how. Yeah, someone's getting fucked up. I had to update the controller software. It was on an old update and it just wasn't working properly because of it, but I updated it and then I was able to actually change my motor because it had me stuck on the Ebmx motor, which would be nice to have, but I do not have. And this is in Fahrenheit, so no, my motor is not 200C right now, nor is it 83C. But then for the battery, because I have this beautiful ChiBattery, very strong battery, I kind of forgot this battery's limit. I know with these cells it should be 540. But these are basically my settings. Okay, that explains a lot now. So power level is in kilowatts. So I'm running 10 kilowatts in level 1. That is too high. I want level 1 for this range of battery to probably be something like 5. So let's lower this. A little lower than stock power, but with more volts, so we should get similar power overall and speed. Probably faster speed. We'll see. As you can tell, this is automatically saving everything. Speed limit, I got it maxed out. I doubt I'm going to get 124 miles per hour to this thing. I wouldn't want to do that, to be honest. That's scary. I might have just gotten bit by a mosquito. Yes, there's mosquitoes in Vegas now. Fucking great. Field weakening right now is at 50%. So we're going to be changing that soon. I just remembered I still have this on here. Let's get that out of there. I just polluted. Let's go. Now, what I want to do is, because we're about to
ultimately jump straight into a speed test. These are going to both display the same speed. As I've like to use for several years, this good old speedometer app right here, I'm about to use it and we're going to see what speeds we're doing. Oh, I did forget to show, I have my gear ratio within the app set at 5.71, aka the 40 tooth sprocket option, because this is a 40 tooth back here. And then I got the wheel diameter set at 560 millimeters because this is a 16-inch wheel. So now we just hit the road. We're still in gear 1, full pinned. Not a crazy amount of torque. Maybe I'll amp the torque up, but we are doing 37. We're slowly rising up to 40. So I may attempt to do something to give this a little more speed, but as of right now, while we're on fairly stock settings, I'm expecting possibly not the fastest speeds, but I want to see what top speed I can get to. I may not need any extra tuning. Maybe I need more flux field weakening, as the flux is up to 50%. Maybe I need 100. If I'm correct, I got 100% flux field weakening on the bobber with the far driver controller. We're getting 41. We may not have stock torque, but we seem to have stock speeds at 42. Not bad, but I would want a little bit faster. But you know what? While we still have a lot of stretch of road, I'm feeling dangerous. It's a little breezy, nothing too crazy. We're in gear 3 now. Woo, that torque difference is amazing. 60. So we're already a little bit faster than the original controller. Woo! Alright, let's take it back down to gear 1. So there definitely also needs to be some better calibration, because that is all bad. This says 62, this was saying 72. That did not feel like no 72. Alright, so I'm doing something a little crazy, but I decided for power, we're at 9 kilowatts on level 1. Still 25 on level 2, still 50 on level 3. But for the torque, I'm at 500 phase amps on level 1, 600 on level 2, and 700 on level 3. Let's drive up shortly. We're in gear 1 again. Well, I could test the torque right now. That's a lot more torque. With this torque, though, I should be able to pop it up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Easily. I'm probably going to circle back up the street and see if I can hit a little bit of a top speed test one more time. So I'm just going to do a circle, pretty much. Shit, let's see how fast we can go right here. Gear 1, again. Last time we got 41. Will the torque help me get... Oh, man, the mid-range torque is insane. Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on, guys, I fucked up. All right, nice and empty. There's no cars ahead, at least not from a long stretch. Woo! This lightweight biking on these little old knobs, I can feel the wheels wobbling from under me. I'm scared to look down, to be honest. All right, still 61, and that's still saying 72. I feel like that either has to be flux field weakening or maybe just the gearing. I feel like that has to be flux field weakening. What if I turn flux off? All right, flux is off now. Okay. I turned flux off, and I'm not gonna lie, I usually could have swore, let's see. I'm sure I can still pop it up. Okay, no. It's probably because I'm only dishing it out at a certain gear, but for some reason it kind of feels like the torque is already less. I'm wondering if that already means that this bike is now that much slower with flux field weakening being off. How fast can I go right here? Oh man, yeah, this already feels like there's a cut of torque. Holy shit. Well, flux definitely did something. It went from 62 to 43. So, well, if that's the case, let's park up real quick. You know what? It's empty. I think I could do it fast enough. If that's the case, 50% gets us 20 miles per hour more. We gotta try 100. We just have to. Just like my far driver controller. Ooh, motor temp's a little hotter. I wish I could keep the motor temp in Celsius while keeping everything else. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. No. We got this Mustang in front of us, but fuck it. No, I still feel like I got way more mid-range torque right now. This is still gear 1, mind y'all. Oh, we're sputtering hard. Uh-oh. What does that mean? No error codes, but we're sputtering. Yeah, that's a nasty amount of sputtering. I wonder if that means something's a little too high. Am I possibly doing too much for this motor? I'm back out here, but real quick, as much as I wanted to be on the road as I record again, I have a bit of a problem. When I turn this thing on, bike still works. You probably didn't hear it, but the everything is on, the controller's fine. We can connect to it here. But as you can tell, The display isn't on. The camera probably won't pick it up. I should still have this picture. It is faintly showing and stuck on the Ebmx logo. So there seems to be something wrong with my display. As much as I want to hope it's just a update issue and hopefully soon we'll get a new update, or I can find a way to revert this controller to an older update to maybe fix this, because I hooked up to the regen throttle and the regen throttle works, everything on here works. So nothing's wrong with the wire harness, it's not unplugged, it's not loose. It's literally faintly showing an Ebmx logo. And this kept happening because for some reason, when I turn the bike on, drive it, and then I sit it in the driveway for a minute, you know, I'm out here, where me and my family sitting out here talking, so I wouldn't drive for like 10 or 20 minutes. I tried to hit the throttle again, it wouldn't go. It almost seemed like it was in some form of sleep mode. If that's actually the case, I wish I knew how to turn it off, but I don't. If that's not the case, that seems to be a glitch. So I would have to turn the bike off and back on in order to get it to drive again. Well, I had to do that at least 2-3 times, and now the display won't come on. So I still can control my modes on the app, so that's nice, and that's how I'm gonna have to do it for now. So with that being said, I still have not finalized the tune, but I found a tune that is a little bit better so far. I'm squeezing out a good amount of power. I still might be squeezing out, if I didn't do this the first time, because I honestly can't exactly remember where I was at. That was last week. I'll just say I'm at a tune very similar to the TruMoto tune, as in peak I should be only doing 18 kilowatts. So I'm at 6 kilowatts on level 1, 15 on level 2, okay, 25 on level 3, 300 phase amps level 1, 400 phase amps level 2, 500 phase amps level 3. Now again, I'm planning to change it, maybe higher, maybe lower. I really have to remind myself of what this motor can do, because I can't remember, I'm being honest. Quickly, I had to calm down because I was pushing 50 kilowatts as if this motor can handle it. Be honest, I was completely forgetting what I have on this bike, and I was trying to push it like it was my bobber. Obviously not the case. So I had to tone everything down. I was messing with field weakening. I found out it seems like this motor can only handle about 60 to 65% field weakening. Mine seems to act normal at 60% field weakening. So that's where I leave it. But we're gonna go straight to gear 3. I'm gonna go to that real nice, new, smooth, empty road where there's no crossings, and I'm gonna show you what this can do. But one more thing, because I don't have the display here, I will say I'm going to be using this Ebmx app instead of my regular speed app. Let's just say like this. I did it already. I did up to 68 miles per hour going on a large downhill, 67 on a flat road. I also raced a dirt bike, but I wasn't recording, so that kind of sucks. But I did 67. Now on my app I always use, it says 65, but I want to remind y'all, this clip here, when I was racing my mom in her BMW, the app said 73, but my dad proclaimed that the BMW in the car said 76. That's a speedometer that is, you know, calibrated to the car. So it seems like the usual app I always use is about 3 to 4, or I'll say 2 to 4 miles per hour off. So we're going to just strictly use this since this is connected directly to the controller, connected directly to the motor. It's calibrated. I got my right gear ratio and wheel size on here. 68 miles per hour, no weight. Just a freewheel roll with the TruMoto. We must see how much faster with my current tune in level 3, the Ebmx X9000. $98. And that's at 77 volts. We're not even on a full charge. So now that we got that out the way, let's go. All right, here we are, y'all. We're on this road. Let's flip it up. Gear 3. Oh, that torque difference is crazy. Now, sadly, I'm gonna have to look down, which could get a little scary, but I'm fully pinned right now. Let's see what we get. 66, 67, 68, 69. Oh shit. Woo! I hate having to look down that far. Man, that hit 69 a little quicker than I remember it hitting. To be honest, I feel so much more comfortable on this road because until here, there's no one can just cross in. As you see, there's no one in front of me until now. 69. I forgot to say what battery level I'm at. Well, it says 80.9 volts, but I ain't did that speed before. That could have been because I was on a slightly low battery. I think I was at like 74 volts. But holy shit, that was 25 kilowatts. I hear on average people are hitting 20 to 25 kilowatts with this motor, and it's cooler. It's not cold, but it's like 70, 80s out here. And when I was messing around constantly, I was constantly doing it, so I'll see why I was getting that hot. But when I was messing around a lot, I think it got as hot as 150 Fahrenheit. Let's do it again. 14 kilowatts is saying so far. 62. Damn, I haven't looked down that far. Wait a minute, let's just get past that. Okay, back to it. 15 kilowatts, 15.4. We're not even using that much. 71. Holy shit. 72. All right, 73. It says 73 before I let off. That's enough. We're at 129 Fahrenheit. I don't know if this is too much for the motor, but we're gonna stop there. Woo! I knew it, man. Something was wrong with that goddamn TruMoto. I still kind of think that whatever Electron Co had going on at the time I ordered that controller, they must have been having some issues because everybody's shit was delayed. And when they started shipping shit out, they might have been rushing shit because that thing was only doing 57 with this little ass sprocket. I feel like they was maybe rushing stuff, and then when they had to do the tune before they switched it to their app, maybe they forgot flux field weakening. Cause, I mean, I don't know, I feel like field flux weakening can work differently with certain controllers. Hey, I'm hitting 53, it says. That's nice. Maybe field flux weakening works differently with certain controllers, but I don't know, it just didn't seem like that controller had it. If it did, it wasn't enough. If it was like 50 or 60% like this, maybe even 100, I don't know then. That's just a slow ass controller. Great for off-roading, but slow. But you know what? They never even proclaimed that their controller was for speeding. Ebmx, I don't think proclaimed this controller was for high speeds, but they do make motors that's proclaimed for high speeds. So I guess I would assume that you pair this controller with their motor, it'll be to do that. But now that I got this gear ratio, and apparently we're only hitting 15 kilowatts, we're not even hitting 25. I'm assuming the 25 will only be used if it's boom, right off the line, or if I'm off-roading, you know, maybe that's when the 25 will be needed. So 15 kilowatts, dirt tires. These are big knobs, as you can hear. I still forgot to fill my tire up. It's not flat, if y'all can see it. But as you can see, it does need a little bit of air. So I'm not even fully pumped up tires. Big knobs, 16-inch wheel in the back with a 42 sprocket, stock gearing in the front with the 14, warp 9 chain drive. They proclaim the gear ratio is exactly the same as the stock belt. I'm hitting 73 miles per hour on flat roads, flat clean roads. I originally did it on this road. That downhill back there is where I did 68, but I was being a little bitch. I wasn't fully pinned like that, or not as long as I could have been, because this road is rough, so it gets scary. But there we go, man, 73. So now that I did do the speed test, there's one thing that's really weird about this controller, and I don't know if it's a tune problem still or what. I'm also trying to find the right setting for level 1. I really want to be able to still maintain 50 while not using too much power, because you know, level 1 is the eco mode. It's the gear for when I need to go far range. I'm not really trying to go crazy, and I'll flip up to a faster gear if I'm trying to get past someone who I feel is driving a little too slow. But it seems to be this weird thing where if I hit gear 1 to a certain speed, or it hits a certain amount of power, flux field weakening just comes in and boosts. Like I just went back in gear 3 and slammed the throttle. It says I'm using 8 kilowatts, which I should be limited to 6, so I shouldn't even be hitting 8. There it goes. You see the random boost? I just hit 60. I just got a random boost of power. I don't know if that's this controller needing some updating because the program's a little iffy right now, or if that's just a bad tune and I got something set a little too high that activates full flux field weakening. If I try to set level 1 to like 7-8 kilowatts, it'll easily go past and hit like 13-14 kilowatts. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that's about. But that is one iffy thing so far with this controller. I don't know if I have something too high, so it activates a little too much flux anyway, or if this controller is just brand new right now. There's really not much on this controller besides just unboxing its app, because it uses a new app compared to the V2 and V1 app, and this new thing that I want to test out as we head to the park. What is that? That is WLA, aka Wheel Lift Assist. So if I flip it in gear 2, there we go. So that was fairly high. I feel like I've gotten the wheel up that high before. I need to check my camera up because I keep forgetting to tighten this mount enough. Or you know what I need to do? I need to use JB Weld and just fucking have this mount set permanently. But anyway, I raced homie on the dirt bike. Wish I got it recorded. And he said, can you pop that motherfucker up? I said, I don't know how to power wheelie, so I can't show you nothing too cool. But let me see if I can pull one off, right? I haven't touched the wheel lift settings at all. They're stock. They're exactly how they were out the box. That's it right there. I could have sworn that said 30, but apparently it says 50. With this set, I popped the cleanest, possibly the longest, and also possibly the highest like wheelie ever. Because basically, from what it feels like it's doing, when I go to lift this thing up and do the wheelie, I mean, it's pretty obvious. As soon as the wheel gets to a certain height, it drops my power. So I can never loop it. Therefore, I can get the wheel up higher because now that I know that too, and I feel the power decreasing, I'm not worrying about looping. Me, I never go high enough because I get scared of looping. My motor's hot as hell, 163. It can handle up to 212 Fahrenheit, but I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of Fahrenheit before we get there, but it still feels a little too high. I'll see what I can pop today, but that's basically how the wheel lift assist works. Like right now, I can feel it. My power is decreasing. Can I still loop it? That I don't know. Problem is, this ain't much of a stretch. So I'm gonna hit the grass real quick. Good old Vegas for you. There's just no fucking water. You cannot keep the grass alive. Look at this shit. Yo, I could never consistently have the wheel up that high. And sometimes I still feel like my body weight balance ain't that great, and that's why my power wheelies are not even as good as they could be. But look how consistent I was able to keep the wheel up because it's lowering my power. It's not doing that magic shit that one controller is doing. That shit's crazy. I'm leaning back into this bitch now. And I'm still getting so much power, but it's just not enough to make me loop. Now, I'm still not quite mashing it. I'm not fully pinning it because I don't feel I need to. But as you can hear when I'm ramping it up, I get pretty close. So this wheel lift assist shit is pretty crazy. And hey, did somebody say that I need to learn how to stunt? This may help your boy out because I do not play with the brakes. I haven't gotten to that point. I should have because it's been a fucking year. But what am I talking about? It's been actually, I think about 2. It is October now, so. No, it's November. The fuck? Okay, that might have been my fear, but that got high and that felt like I could have looped. Probably not, but I think that was actually the highest I've ever been. I almost wish I had brought a tripod out here so y'all can see how high I get my wheel up. Look how high I got this bitch. Woo! When I get this high, it's only giving me so much power now. I was only giving it so much power, but it just won't allow me to loop it. So, now that we got those main things tested, this has been the Ebmx 9000 V3, aka 3.0, whatever you want to call it. I only do have 2 problems so far, and I don't really think they have anything to do with the controller. This first one might be more of a program issue, or just the display. And that's the display. Like I said earlier, it's not working. Yeah, I turned it on and off a couple of times, and it's just stuck on this damn very, very faint Ebmx logo. It won't change. Can't change modes through it or anything, and it's annoying because I really enjoyed having the display, as I haven't had one in a while, and I can finally see speed through here having maps or music up on the phone. But yeah, that's an issue, so I'm contacting Charge Cycles, and hopefully I can get something resolved. If the screen is just defective, hopefully I'll be able to get a replacement. So that's that. And then there's the second one, and this one, it's not going to happen anytime soon, I'll say that much, unless I can figure some things out, and that is if I go a different route. But basically my second issue is, let me say it like this, my bobber is a perfect example of this, and that is overpowered. No, I'm not trying to build these super fast bikes so I can be faster than you. Trust me, my ego's not that big. I like that my bobber is overpowered. It's too much simply because I'll never break it. That battery can handle so much fucking power that I am too scared to push. I'll never destroy that battery. That motor can handle so much power, more than I'm willing to push. I'll never damage that motor. Same with the controller. I want that for my Surron. And now that I have this battery, beautiful ass battery that can handle so much power, but same for the controller, 700 battery amps, 1000 phase amps. Wow, overpowered. But then we have this motor, which I almost broke because I forgot this motor is not the same motor as my bobber. 166 Fahrenheit is not 212 Fahrenheit, but you know what? It's creeping closer and closer. We almost hit 170. I don't like that it's getting that close to its max operating temp, especially when it's not even summer anymore. It is not nearly, it's actually fairly nice out. Mainly 70s, it should be 70 today. It ain't that 105 and possibly up to 115 we get out here in the summer. So if it's getting hot now, how hot could it get during summer? Now you could say, go up a sprocket. That would give you better temps because your motor won't struggle as much. You won't need as much of peak torque, or amps I should say. And it gives you more range. But see, that's the second problem. I need this little sprocket in order to hit the speed I really want to hit. When other people are hitting these speeds with much bigger sprockets, well, that's because they have particular motors. And it's usually not this motor. This motor's a budget motor when you want to upgrade your Surron, and that's why I went with it. I originally wanted the Ebmx controller, and I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the Ebmx controller and those two new fast motors that everybody is pairing with this controller, the Soshin and Ebmx's motor. Just getting the Ebmx controller wouldn't allow me to get these wheels. I can't remember if there was something else too, but it wouldn't allow me to get these wheels. I wanted to try to get everything. So I said, forget it. All around, I'm going budget by getting KKE wheels instead of the Warp 9s I was looking at, a TruMoto and a QS165 V2 instead of at least the Ebmx with the V2. And then I built my own battery, which ended up failing. All that shit ended up failing. I had to buy a ChiBattery anyway. Now that I didn't want to, I love ChiBatteries. I love the way they look, and now that I have one, I love them even more. I've been wanting the Ebmx controller, and I'm glad I now have it. And now this last piece, it's doing its thing. It's holding on so far, but so far, will it last long? It's just feeling like the weak link, and knowing I can push a lot more power with these two guys sitting here, but this guy's a limiting factor, it's making me want to replace it. So I'm gonna say it again, it'll be a long time from now. I need to re-up my money, but essentially what I am saying is I'm not done still with this bike. There's one more expensive purchase that needs to be made, and a couple of aesthetics that I still haven't been able to get just yet that I really want to get. But that's just some extra stuff. I just wanted to say that because we got this beautiful upgrade like y'all wanted me to do. I did the poll. Majority of y'all just wanted to see me upload, but to be real, if that part of the poll wasn't there, y'all wanted to see me upgrade the Surron, make it faster, well, here we go. And this is just a friendly reminder that no, I'm still not done. I am still not fucking done. But with all that being said, I'm gonna say it again, it's time to end it here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed me messing around with this Ebmx X9000 V3 because of course, this ain't the end. Your boy always gotta go to school, right? We always fucking around on the bobber. Well, now that we got this guy, I think we can have some fun with the Surron, especially because the TruMoto in Gear 1 was still hitting 13 to 14 kilowatts, and I was still able to make my way to school and back. This is only using 15 kilowatts to hit those speeds. So yes, we could have some fun. But I'm gonna say it one more time. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and hit the subscribe button to get electrified with the rest of the people. Become electric with the rest of the people. It has been E and me. I'm out. Peace.